Hey everybody, welcome back to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, the show about anything and everything because it's our show. Welcome to our Season 2 premiere, and I'm here with Juan.
Hey, hey.
And Jay.
Hello.
And this is our theme music. Hey everybody, welcome back to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying. We had a bit of a hiatus over the holidays. It was Christmas and New Year's, right? Am I right? I can't remember.
And you forgot the Three Wise Men.
The Three Wise Men?
Yes, that was yesterday on the 6th. So when this podcast is posted, it'll be 2 days.
I didn't forget the Three Wise Men. I don't do that. I don't.
Linda doesn't. Your wife doesn't make you celebrate it?
What is the Three Wise Men?
Yeah, can you explain what you're doing?
Religious-wise, that's when the Three Wise Men come and bring baby Jesus gifts. But in the Hispanic culture, there's two things that happen. You typically leave your shoe out on the night of the 5th to the 6th, and the Three Wise Men leave presents for you in your shoe or near your shoe. And then in the evening, you eat Rosca de Reyes, or the King's Ring, which is a nice sweet bread with dried fruit, and they put plastic baby Jesuses in the bread. So whoever gets them has to do a party on February 2nd.
That is the most dangerous cake anyone can eat right now.
Why is that?
Well, because you said, first of all, you're eating plastic babies.
No, you're not eating them. You're not supposed to eat them. Unless you're hardcore and you're a cheap motherfucker, then you swallow the baby so you don't have to do a party.
I mean, I
swallow the baby.
Yeah, but I just mean, like, the whole point of this is to decide who's going to have the next party. Is that what I'm understanding?
If you get the baby. Now, in Mexico, you could have bought
Don't swallow the baby.
Don't swallow the...
Or even here, like here in Mexico, if I remember correctly, they used to bake the plastic baby into the bread. Here, they give you the baby separately, so you have to hide him. So for the last year, we skipped it, but the year before and then this year, I was the one responsible for hiding the baby in the bread. So I knew exactly where the babies were.
Who's hiding the baby?
I have a very serious question for you, Juan. Did you ever hide a baby in butt bread?
No, I never hid a baby in butt bread.
Yeah, so we're back now. We took some time to kind of retool some stuff on the back end of the show. So that's why Juan doesn't sound like he's in the trunk of a car recording through it.
Didn't we do that in the last episode, or everything blended in? The last episode was still my shitty audio.
It was. As long as you know. I mean, it wasn't shitty. It was just, you know.
No, I heard it from you and Jay constantly how shitty my audio is.
Well, you sounded like you were inside a bag of potato chips. You were trying to get out.
And who says I wasn't inside of a bag of potato chips?
Well, according to you haven't touched a bag of potato chips in months. So
no. I had potato chips today.
Was it before or after your nap? Did you get a juice box?
No, I didn't get a juice box.
Did you swallow the baby?
I think Jay really wants to
swallow the baby or see somebody swallow the baby.
Well, I mean, you can watch. Okay. So yeah, we took time to try and fix Juan's audio, but he's still, I don't know. Sounds like he's very far away from his microphone, in my opinion.
Really?
Maybe.
So if anybody has any questions, that's just how Juan talks.
That's just.
I sound very far away.
Yeah, this is we did everything we could for him. Jay, the creative writer of the show, he's cooked up some very fun things for us to do. We'll put him at the tail end of the show. I don't know how much Jay wants me to reveal about him, but it's gonna be super fun, and I can't wait for you guys to hear him. And they'll be at the end of the next episode, so stick around to the very end. And then outside of that, I mean, it was Christmas and New Year's, and what is this, Three Wise Men Day?
Three Wise Men.
Tres Reyes Magos.
Yeah, so what'd you guys? There's cake, right? So what'd you guys do? How was it for you, Jay?
It was all right. I didn't do anything special, really. but I have started roasting my own coffee beans.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, it's great.
Where do you get the unroasted coffee beans from?
My brother bought some unroasted coffee beans, and I found some online that I kind of want to buy myself. But he also bought this ceramic coffee bean roaster, and it's fucking great. Like,
do you roast them? I
love coffee.
Do you roast them in the oven, or do you go out back?
He just said
it's like
it's a ceramic pot. It's a ceramic pot that you put over the stove, and you put the coffee beans in it. And then you just kind of roast them over the stove, and then they get to the color that they're supposed to get, and you can decide how light you want to roast them or how dark you want to get the coffee roasted. But like, I mean, coffee takes an extra like 20 to 30 minutes to make, but like I feel like the effects of the caffeine are stronger, and it's fantastic.
So I'm actually very intrigued by this fucking process.
Yeah, you just Sherlocked a bunch of coffee snobs right now.
Yeah. So a couple questions. Question number one: was he at a store and he goes, "Oh, I could buy this shit," or did he find the stuff online, bought it?
Well, my brother's into like a lot of gourmet coffee stuff, so I'm sure like he was gonna run across it sooner or later. And actually, you know what? The unroasted coffee beans are a lot cheaper than the roasted coffee beans, so you save a lot. Huh?
I would imagine so. It's one step less.
Yeah. Plus, you don't like with the coffee beans that you buy in the store. You don't know how long they've been sitting on the shelf. With this, you actually roast them, and it's fresher coffee, and it's great.
Now, the other thing that I have to ask, you said making a pot of coffee takes a little bit longer, but essentially you could do what stores do and just roast your beans for the week, right?
Yeah, I could do that, but I mean, I'm lazy.
Wait. You just say you're lazy, but you literally you just took a step back from coffee and said, "I'm going to add one more process to this."
Well, I mean, look, this is the thing about like junkies and addiction. Like I just want it right now. Like
And do you have?
I don't care about planning or storing. I just want it. I want my fix right now. But
he's going to start planning.
Like I could
coffee
like
beans. Watch.
What?
You're going to start planning your own coffee beans soon.
No, I don't want the cartel to come.
The Cuban cartels.
I can only imagine. I'm like, I love coffee too, and I can only imagine that smell of like the roasting beans is just amazing. Like it's like almost the fix before the fix. It's like my mouth is watering just thinking about it.
It's funny when you start roasting your coffee beans, you don't realize that when you start roasting them, the beans start to pop. Like you'll hear like it's like popcorn. They'll start to like.
So is there a lid for the ceramic pot?
I mean, they're not popping out of the the pot, but I mean, you do hear a crackle and a pop, and then you can see the beans changing colors. So
can you also play like chemist and add additional flavors to it while in the roasting process?
I could, but I don't know why you want to do that. I mean, it takes away from the beans itself.
No, but people do it. How many times have you purchased like Colombian roasted beans with?
You sound like Jesse from Breaking Bad. I had cinnamon.
You also sound like you're just you're just trying to get him away from this gourmet coffee.
No.
You should start cutting it with baking soda, and I think you get a better street value.
Hey, what?
If you snort it.
Do you have a grinder, hand grinder, or an automatic grinder?
Yeah, it is a small, like a little electric grinder. It's great.
And you had that before because I remember going to the store with you, and you had bought you just bought the coffee beans before, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so intrigued. French press or just a regular coffee pot?
I have a regular coffee pot. My brother also has a French press.
You should try it.
We want an espresso machine, but that thing's expensive.
Yeah, those things. But it's
can't you buy a cheap one on Amazon?
You can, but it's not the same, man. It's like you don't get the same pressure. You don't get the same water temperature. You can't. Yeah, no. It's
espresso is very delicate.
It is very delicate.
Because I've seen them for like $300.
Yeah, but you need
I'm assuming that you and Jay are talking like $1,000.
Yeah, because like we have to keep in mind that when you make espresso, that like you need a certain like refinements of coffee, and then you need a certain temperature of water, and you have to like let it go, pull through this like puck of coffee for like 30 seconds.
I feel like Jay's salivating in this one.
It's yeah, I'm
tweaking.
And you can make some really, really good coffee. And if you know how to steam milk, like it can be sweet without adding any sugar. It's man, my mouth is watering. I want coffee now.
Yeah, it's great.
Speaking of milk, I've recently done the transition away from milk.
You've transitioned?
No, like I've been drinking almond milk and shit like that because I don't know how my body's going to react with regular milk. And I could actually taste the difference with the almond milk and the oat milk and the soy milk. And so far, my two favorites are the oat milk and the almond milk.
I've switched to almond milk too. I don't do regular milk.
Do you do flavored almond milk or regular?
Just unsweetened almond milk.
Because they have unsweetened vanilla almond milk that I love. Yeah.
I honestly can't taste the difference, really.
That's
cultural swine.
Oh, because your taster in your feet, bro. I don't. I don't. Yeah, I've been drinking almond milk for I don't know how many years now, and then
remember when I used to make fun of you for it?
You still do. I don't understand. In fact,
I don't anymore. In fact, ever since I started drinking it, fuck you.
Just one
almond milk. What a pussy.
One year ago during Halloween, I don't know why, but one of the neighbors they given like a thing of almond milk.
My kid, right?
Yeah. So one of it, so he's like, we don't drink this crap. You want it? I was like, yeah, man, it's free almond milk. Like. Whatever.
So my kids went trick-or-treating with Cantley's family. It was my wife and my kids, and they went to a house that they just had pulled up, I think, and they don't really celebrate Halloween, but the lady felt bad not giving the kids anything, so they gave my daughter almond milk, and my daughter's like happy. She's like, Daddy, they gave me almond milk, and I'm like, yeah, we don't drink that shit here. We drink cow's milk. Give it to Uncle Sean.
Yeah, it's hey, I got free almond milk out of it, so I can't complain. That stuff's expensive sometimes.
Not at Costco.
Well, you buy a pack anyway. So Juan, what else did you do for your holiday?
Well, I did the traditional thing. I did Christmas, New Year's, and the three Reyes. But
the three Padres.
But like a true Mexican, we celebrated on the 24th. But because of Rona, we weren't able to go anywhere. So on Christmas Eve, or right before Christmas Eve, because it was my son's birthday, he just turned 2. I kidnapped my dad, much like I've kidnapped you guys. Brought him over here for the week, so he was here.
I have a very serious question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did your dad have diarrhea?
No.
Okay.
No.
Questions complete.
I think he had diarrhea when I returned him, though, and he blamed it on the quantity of food he ate. But
the quality of
quantity.
Food? I heard quality. Sorry, I apologize. Did you cook it?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, did he eat too much?
Yeah. Well, on Christmas Eve, we ended up doing the first time in this house, and I cooked it, pozole, which actually came out pretty good, and I have a video of my dad. Because normally every year we go to my cousin's house and he makes some really good pozole. And I have my dad on video saying, this is really good. It could probably give your cousin's pozole a run for his money. On Christmas Day, knowing that we weren't going to have people over, but just to make it still feel normal, I cooked a shit ton of food. I deep fried a turkey. I cooked a Hawaiian ham. Very much on the style of how my mother used to cook it, which was a simple fucking recipe. And I did a prime rib for the very first time, which was very freaking interesting, and I can't wait to do it again. And then for New Year's Eve, we ended up doing pizza, but didn't eat it because we ended up going to the Cantleys. And then yesterday we just ate the bread.
Was it butt bread?
No, it was not butt bread. Butt bread was on Christmas Day with the deep fried turkey. But it wasn't deep fried butt bread.
Yeah, I kind of had the same deal. We celebrated it on the 24th with my in-laws who were like 8 minutes away, and then New Year's with the Ledesmas, and I also did a prime rib. I incepted this wand to to make one.
You did. I actually thought it was my own fucking idea.
I think I mentioned it once, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make a prime rib." He's like, "Yeah, that sounds great. I'm gonna do it." And he was trying to downplay my roast. He's like, "Yeah, you're just making a roast, right?" I'm like, "No, I'm doing a prime rib." Really? Because I thought about making a prime rib. Like, no.
Dude, it is the most interesting process to do it. And Jay, I'm surprised you haven't done a prime rib in the way that how you like to barbecue and cook, but it was fun. It's a lot easier. My dad, being a Ledesma, had an opinion for everything, so he was criticizing the fact that I was using butter for the prime rib, and he's like, all my years working in the restaurant and bar business, we never used butter. And when he had it, he's like, oh, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube videos, that's all they put on.
It is slathered in butter.
Yeah.
It's like I was concerned about the amount of butter I was putting on it, but no, it's normal. But you know what? You get like 5-6 ribeye steaks out of it, so there it is.
Yeah.
I'll put a lot of butter on a turkey. Like if I do a turkey, I'll put a lot of butter because turkey tends to dry up.
Yes, it does.
Well, if you deep fry, I think you've had it deep fried with me, Jay. I think you came last year for Thanksgiving.
It was moist.
It was moist inside. It looks like shit out. it looks like shit on the outside. It looks burnt like shit, but it actually comes out very fucking moist.
What's that?
The turkey.
Oh yeah, the deep fried turkey.
Yeah, it looked
moist. Deep fried turkey.
You know, the one thing I forgot to mention about during the setup is that now that Juan has better audio, I'm sitting right next to him, and we're able to see each other now. So the entire time we recorded the show, I have not been able to see either one of these guys. So like all of our reactions have been based off voice.
Yeah.
So instinctually, I want to turn and talk to him, but
then you fuck up your audio.
Then I messed up my audio. So that is one thing that I need to get used to, because I want to turn around and see the look of disappointment on your face when
I can see it.
The look of disappointment when you what?
When you realize you're going to just get ragged on for the next 25 minutes.
Yeah. Normal shit. But
welcome back, everyone.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
But both Sean and I had challenges with the prime rib because that shit has to cook at 500 degrees. So I went and bought a thermometer at Target, and I was so happy about it that I recommended it to Sean. Sean went and bought it, but stupid me never read that it was only rated up to 395 degrees. So Sean had to break it to me.
Dude, you should get a digital thermometer.
The ones that you stick out and the wireless ones. Are you talking about those or?
Yeah, I have one for whenever I do if I smoke turkey or smoke some meat. I have a digital thermometer, and there's an app that's connected to it. So
yeah, I've seen those, and I've sent that to Cantley before, but they're like $100, aren't they?
No, they're not. I got it for like $30.
No. So I was in Home Depot, and there was two choices here. Now, what you need to understand, Jay, and the people listening, is that I already bought a meat thermometer
for $30.
For $30 from Target. So I was like, all right. I
returned mine. Have you done yours?
Listen, I may or may not have gone apeshit on the packaging. I don't know if they're gonna take it back. Also, my wife lost the receipt. So now I have two meat thermometers.
Hey, which reminds me, if anybody ever wants a fucking stock pot, I bought a stock pot to make pozole, but then ended up buying a cheaper pot at Vallarta and bigger. And I walked around with the receipt for the longest, and I lost the receipt. So now I'm stuck with the stock pot.
Hey.
Look at this guy. He's stock full of stock pots.
Yeah.
So if you guys want a stock pot, 16 quarts, I have it in my trunk.
Yeah.
We've got so many stock pots.
You should do commercials like Crazy Gideon's to get rid of them. It's like, oh, I've
gone insane.
Yeah. Oh, many stock pots.
It's the end of the year deal.
Oh, man. Speaking of the end of the year, we're now in 2021. We've made it. We've crossed over.
And so much has changed, man. I can't believe it.
Yeah. I mean, we're doing pretty good up until, I want to say, yesterday.
Till January 6th.
Yeah. Somebody posted a funny thing on Facebook today. They're like, I would like to return my 7-day trial for 2021. I saw it for 6 days and don't care for it.
Yeah, it has been, You know what? Pretty calm, and then out of nowhere, this insanity happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like it was too quiet. Like, you know, like it was a little too quiet, you guys. And then yesterday happened. It was like, oh, okay.
Okay, well, nothing's changed. All right, well, let's move on then.
Yeah, but because of what happened yesterday, for a moment, people forgot about Corona.
It's true.
And then realized how fucked up our president is.
well, hey, I mean, and not to sound very vague, but Juan, I mean, you're I won't say political, but you keep your ear to the ground to the stuff
I'm a closet politician. I don't like talking about politics.
Most politicians are in the closet.
No.
Is your policy don't ask, don't tell?
No, the reason being is because I know how sensitive that shit is for people, and especially now with this president, it either makes or breaks friendships, and I don't want to lose people because of their beliefs or because I disagree with their beliefs. I keep it quiet, but every so often I get upset about some of the stupidity I see and I make comments. But you were going to ask, Sean?
Oh no, because I feel like we're not in a time capsule. We're in a time capsule, and we're kind of like talking about something that happened on the 6th of January, which it's obvious, but for people who will listen in the future, wanted you to explain what happened.
Fucking people stormed the gates and Mount Olympus was down. No, Mount Olympus was the White House. People stormed the fucking Capitol building because yesterday is the date that you I can't pronounce the word properly. Rectify the electoral votes and officially declare the president from the elections. So our president has been, as many people know, been preaching that the elections were stolen and they were rigged, and at some point in time he encouraged people via social media to protest and march down to the Capitol building, and that this motherfucker would be marching down with him. So his sons did the same exact thing. Don Jr. for sure. I don't know about the other idiot. But yes, people marched down to Capitol building. None of the fucking Trump people were marching side by side. And people not only went to the Capitol building, but raided it to the point where people were in Nancy Pelosi's office. People were in the chair of the speaker. They raided the building, which... now all the memes are funny that places like Queen Mary Dark Harbor probably have better security than the Capitol building.
You know, what I will say is, I mean, it's a very serious thing that happened.
It is.
But like meme culture doesn't care.
No,
in fact,
no.
Within minutes of it happening, it had been satirized through memes, and I don't know if this is how like the new generation just copes with this kind of stuff, but I feel like we need like a moment of silence because it
was scary shit, man.
It was very scary. However, I did see one that was really funny.
Which one? Which one?
There was a picture of Osama bin Laden, and it said, "You mean I could have just walked up?"
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah,
that is fucked.
I know.
No, but that opens up, and I don't want to turn the show into a political thing, but. What the fuck happened, man? I mean,
listen.
What the fuck happened? Like, people just walked up and luckily it didn't result in that many deaths. And I'm interested to see what the investigation comes out as. I'm hoping that people honestly downplayed what was going to happen, and that's why we weren't prepared. I refuse to believe that the police just stood down because they believe in what Trump stands for, but the fact of the matter is that was scary ass shit, and even people in third world countries were like, "Fuck, my country's fucked up, but we never did that."
Yeah, well, who are we to answer these questions? I mean, I don't fucking know. All I know is that the meme, like people are on top of the memes, man. They're like. It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary that they were so on top of it, and they weren't like being asked to be taken down. Like I think the first one someone sent me was like, Chris Evans had tweeted, "I'm speechless," and then someone had replied to his tweet saying, "Speechless, hey, it's time to suit up." So I just feel like I just feel like culturally, like it's almost like it happened, it's serious, but we immediately downplayed it.
Did you?
Well, I don't think it was downplayed. I mean, I think we've been doing that for years. You know, like remember when Captain America debuted in the comics? He cold cocked Hitler.
He did.
Right? There was an issue where
He did. So, speaking of,
so I mean, this kind of thing. It helps us cope. You know, it kind of makes everybody feel a little easier about the situation. I mean, it is it's a scary situation, but I mean,
it's a fucked up situation.
Sometimes a little laughter kind of, you know,
some levity
eases the tension and, you know, gets everybody to think about solutions, you know.
Have you guys seen the one, the guy walked out with the podium? So today there's a bunch of offer up post of the podium selling for $70,000.
But that's insane. The fact that he walked out of a whatever. So I mean, that's just nuts. It's just nuts. But we're talking about Captain America, and it reminds me that like there's still movies to look forward to in 2021.
Yes,
there's still movies.
The question is, are they going to be released in theaters?
Some of them have been released.
Yeah, like Tenet. Tenet was a Christopher Nolan baby, like from.
That was a Tom Cruise movie, right?
No, that was it wasn't. No, Tom Cruise was not in Tenet. I don't remember the.
No, it was it was a Christopher Nolan.
It was Christopher Nolan, but I can't remember who the lead actor is. But it was released in theaters where it could be released in theaters, and I was upset because I wanted to watch it at home because they're going to release it on digital, but I wanted to rent it for $10, whatever, and I couldn't until the 5th. But yeah, like there's still some stuff still coming out in theaters, like wherever it can come out, especially like overseas where they kind of have their stuff together.
In some parts in the U.S. theaters are open.
But I sent you guys the movie slate for 2021, and
yes.
And I don't know if these movies are going to make it to the theater, but I'm interested to see a few of them. Do you guys have some on the list you're interested in seeing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I have more than 3, but the 3 that I want to see are Dune. I want to see Dune. Yeah, I want to see Coming to America.
Oh, yes. Coming to America was number 1 on my list. Dune, the trailer looks really, really good for.
Yeah, and then Mortal Kombat. I really want to see Mortal Kombat in the theaters. Because I'd heard that it's gonna be really gory. It's like
really, well,
yeah.
So here's the thing. I was going through the list, and Coming to America is number 1 only because like the first Coming to America was just it's classic. It's classic. But Mortal Kombat. When I think about Mortal Kombat, I think of like my 10-year-old self sitting in the theater like. And just experiencing that first rush of adrenaline when they Mortal Kombat and like the music starts and that was it. That was the experience. And I don't know if I'm ready to have that ruined.
Didn't the first Mortal Kombat movie suck?
No, the second one did.
Yeah, the second one was terrible. But the first one was campy and cheesy too. But I mean, like, but it was still fun. It was like it's like the Street Fighter movie.
I remember that one with Raul Julia as.
It was terrible. That was
terrible.
And
game over.
And that's the one that you had to stay until the end of the credits to see him stick his hand out of the rubble, right?
I think so. I can't remember, but but I mean, like, I don't know. That Mortal Kombat it holds a special place in my heart.
What about Ghostbusters?
No, I mean, I love the first Mortal Kombat movie. Is a great techno music to choreographed fighting.
Yeah, techno was the '90s dubstep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I mean, DC they released an animated Mortal Kombat movie. Mm-hmm. And have you seen it?
No, I haven't. I didn't even know they had released one.
I watched it, and it is the goriest animated movie I've seen. Like faces get ripped off, and it's kind of, I was like, there's parts of it I was like, oh, that's kind of gross.
You didn't need a cheat code to get there.
Yeah, but I had heard that they're working on the live action Mortal Kombat, and I think they interviewed some of the actors, and some of them were like, yeah, it's kind of gross.
Hey, wasn't Mortal Kombat for one of the gaming systems the one that they had toned down the blood, but they had a code where you can make it bloody again?
Yeah, the Genesis.
Was it Genesis?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's the one.
The Genesis sold more copies because they added the blood, and the Super Nintendo they didn't have the blood, so they didn't sell as many copies until they released Mortal Kombat 2, and then it had blood in it.
Are you guys looking forward to the new Ghostbusters movie?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. It's one of my top 3. It was Coming to America, the Ghostbusters, and the Matrix movie. That's
I'm interested in the Matrix one because I thought the way it ended, it was done for.
Well, I mean,
I didn't like anything after the first Matrix.
Here's the thing. I love the Matrix. I have purchased the Matrix probably more than 4 times in different medias because I love it that much. I love the first Matrix. I love the second and the third Matrix.
Are the sisters attached to this new Matrix, or is it just one of them?
I thought they were the siblings now.
I
are they the sisters?
They go by the sisters now, don't they?
I thought they were the siblings that I don't know their status anymore.
Because I think both of them
made
the change.
The Wachowskis are attached to it, but
are they directing or
and I think so, and Keanu Reeves is also starring as Neo. So
I'm kind of curious because he was dead.
Well, technically, his consciousness may be alive in the Matrix. It's like this is like forum lore.
It's like Ready Player 2, man.
This is like forum lore from 2003 when forums were still a thing. Like you could find pages upon pages that prove that like Neo didn't die. So I am, as a Matrix fan who I don't even apologize for the Matrix like 2 and 3. Like Matrix, I admit that the Matrix got up its own ass with like philosophy and all this stuff, but I still loved it. I loved every moment of it.
It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I even admit that like the third movie, it could have. I feel like they should have just played the 2 movies together, like Reloaded and Revolution. They should have played them at the same time. It would have been.
The third one is the one that had the architect like Colonel Sanders, right?
That was Reloaded.
That was Reloaded.
Yeah, that was Reloaded, and Will Ferrell did a great impression at one of the MTV Movie Awards. But but yeah, so I am excited that they're going to do another one, but I don't want them to ruin what I love already. But it's it's happening, so I'm excited to see it.
Well, anything with Keanu Reeves and sci-fi, I don't know. I'd like to watch it. Yeah.
Did you watch Replicants?
No.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, I think like Keanu Reeves, like there's a couple movies where he does like sci-fi. He did 47 Ronin, which I still want to see. It looks very cool, but he does not look like he belongs in that movie. And Replicants is where he replaces his family with robots. It's kind of creepy, but like it's not good at all. And I watched it because it's Keanu Reeves in sci-fi.
I truly love Keanu.
I mean, I'd probably make the same mistake too.
I truly love Keanu Reeves in John Wick, man.
I think John Wick was an unexpected hit for him. I think, if I'm being honest, I think Keanu Reeves, like later in life, he kind of took his passion of like fighting and guns and was like, I wish I could just make a movie about it. And someone said, I got you, fam. And so
I truly loved it because it's just that. It's a mindless fucking movie that you don't have to follow any plot twist or anything, and it's just shooting and fighting.
But
it's also well shot and well choreographed.
Yeah, I watched a video the other day about John Wick 3. There's like a motorcycle scene where his hand's on the throttle to keep the vehicle at speed, and Keanu Reeves being so method that he made sure to keep his hand on the throttle so that his motorcycle never lost speed, even though the entire scene was shot against the green screen, and no one was actually moving. Mm-hmm. So it's just
it's dope.
Yeah, it's nuts. And
he actually trained with real guns. I saw the video of him training. And
what you mean? He didn't just do that?
He didn't just know. He didn't get uploaded. I really wish there was there was some connective tissue, like enough connective tissue between like the Matrix movies and the John Wick movies and just every movie he's ever done, where it's just Neo running a bunch of like simulations, like that episode of Rick and Morty.
So you want the Reeves universe?
Yeah, it would. I think it would be fun. I think it would be fun. It's like that episode of Rick and Morty where they play this game where you're just supposed to live your life. It's nuts.
Is anybody looking forward to the Godzilla versus Kong movie?
I'm not. I still haven't seen.
Am I the only one that?
I think so. I mean, you and whoever stars in that movie are probably looking forward to it.
I remember as a kid, the movie that got me into King Kong and Godzilla was Godzilla versus King Kong. the old one.
The last Godzilla movie I saw on purpose was the Matthew Broderick one. And only because that little Taco Bell dog sold me a chalupa while getting chased by Godzilla.
The Bryan Cranston one wasn't that bad.
It was different. It was different. Yeah. And then there was one with Millie Bobby Brown, right? Not that long ago. King of Monsters or King of the...
King of the Monsters, which is I think the setting it up for Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah,
I
don't know. I'm not interested in seeing a Godzilla.
Yeah, I me either. I mean, unless it's like Pacific Rim, I could watch another one of those because those I talk about mindless movies about like just beating up shit and like destroying cities. Yeah, that's like I can get down with that. Some honorable mentions on my list were the Venom and the Spider-Man movie. Yeah. Only because like I actually liked the first Venom movie and I thought it was okay. And the fact that they had Woody Harrelson, who was perhaps to play Carnage, I think it'd be very interesting to kind of see what he does with his Cletus Cassidy.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Woody Harrelson is Cassidy.
Yeah, he's like a little ginger guy sitting in the thing. He looks super creepy, and
well, I mean, Woody Harrelson was in Natural Born Killers, so
that's fucking right. Yeah. So he can if you're not familiar with Carnage, he's basically like he's Venom's like son, and he's like super strong. Like
that's the red Venom.
Yeah, the red Venom. Thank
you. for people that aren't familiar.
Yeah, and
well, Carnage was also a serial killer.
Yeah.
With Spider-Man's powers.
Yeah, Cletus Cassidy was a serial killer, and then the symbiote bonded to him, and like. It just became like the he was a force in the comics for a very long time until they figured out like we just need to get rid of this guy. It's a fun fact is that the symbiote's kids become stronger than the parents. So there's one called Toxin. There's a symbiote called Toxin who's white, but he's like stronger than Venom and Carnage combined. So he's like the new problem in comics, which is I feel like they just couldn't find a good way to get rid of him, so they just made a bigger problem.
Is Spider-Man 3 the one that the rumor was that they were going to have all of the Spider-Mans reunite?
Yeah, that's the one where they had just confirmed some deals with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. So I think the idea
that fell through, right?
No, they have like deals. There's something happening. People think it's Spider-Verse. I don't think that it's Spider-Verse. I think that it's
I thought Tobey Maguire came out and said that he wasn't going to do it because I thought he was wanting a little bit more creative control.
Over what? Over a cameo?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. The last I heard was that they had signed Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire to do something in the next Spider-Man movie. I don't think it's Spider-Verse. Because I don't understand where that would come in and where they are in the MCU Spider-Man. But I mean, whatever. We'll see. Also because they still have Into the Spider-Verse 2 coming out in 2022 or 23. I can't remember. So I wouldn't put it past Sony and Marvel. I'm echoing in here.
Yeah, I hear it. I hear myself too.
I wouldn't put it past Sony and Marvel to use Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield to like bring people in, but they're in like the Into the Spider-Verse movie, probably like doing some mocap or something.
I mean that'd be cool.
Are you guys excited for the next MCU installment? Speaking of Marvel,
which one is it? The TV show?
Yeah, that's WandaVision.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the trailers look super fun. In fact, I think we're what 8 days away from it. So next Tuesday or next...
I did like those two characters.
I think it's funny because in the comics they end up together and they have kids and the whole nine. But I think that using this show to kind of set up their multiverse is... It's kind of like it's an ingenious way to get people to come to their service, Disney Plus, to stay connected with the MCU, which is their 22 movies that they can like tout about. And also kind of prepare people for their the next slate of movies. So like, I don't know how many things are going to be teased, but I know that this series is directly connected to the next Doctor Strange movie, the Infinite Universe of Madness.
So do you think that the
Multiverse of Madness?
Thank you.
Do you think the actual movie celebrities will make cameos in the TV show?
I think so. I think if anyone can make it happen, I think
Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel can.
Because they did it with Coulson, right?
But he had a specific TV deal. Like he had a specific TV deal, and like I don't know if did you ever watch the Agents of Shield show?
No, I did not.
Did you, Jay?
No.
I tried watching it because I was kind of curious to see how the fuck he's live, but they explained it in the movie, so I was happy with that.
They had like really close ties to the movie. So like if you were watching right around the Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier era, that literally the weekend that came out, then in the show led up to it, and then the weekend it came out, the very next episode had like shown the aftermath, like, and all that stuff. So they had very close ties. But the reason why I don't think it didn't do as well is because they couldn't have the celebrities. So they had Thor's feet in one of the episodes to say that Thor had been on, and I was like, this is dumb. They're literally owned by Disney, which owns Marvel.
So do you think they couldn't have the celebrities on the show because of the cost or because of licensing shit?
It was licensing and contracts because they had signed Chris Hemsworth for whatever it was, right? And they're like, well, I'm not going on TV. But you know who did show up? Jamie Alexander. And this is right before she got like let go. Before she didn't come back for Thor and the Dark World or whatever the second one was.
Who was Jamie Alexander?
I don't know what else she was in. She was in Blind Spot, where she has a bunch of tattoos.
Who does she play in Thor?
Lady Sif. Oh. She's like the love interest or the unrequited love of Thor. So like while he's over there like on Earth, basically like giving Natalie Portman a hand job, she's like, oh man, but Thor, we had something going on.
Didn't they hint that Natalie Portman was going to take over the Thor character?
Hint or just flat out said. I think they've confirmed that. That Jane Foster will pick up.
Which in the comics, it ended up being taken over. The mantle ended up being taken over by a girl, right?
Well, by Jane Foster.
With Jane Foster.
Yeah.
But in the comics, didn't they also have animals take over at one point?
There's all kinds of stuff. There's a frog Thor whose name I can't remember. There's also Beta Ray Bill, who's technically like a horse. So I mean,
and people that have wielded the hammer other than Thor, it was fucking Captain America, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then didn't the Hulk do it one time out of like pure rage?
Yes, he lifted it out of rage, which is why that scene in the Avengers where he's trying to lift it after he gets thrown at him is funny. Yeah, so I mean, there's so much stuff to watch on TV, and there's more stuff coming, but you know what just came back? Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai,
Cobra Kai never dies, motherfuckers.
Cobra Kai, that's what it is. The Cobra Kai never dies. So, are you guys caught up?
No.
Well,
yes.
Okay, so Juan, let me just. I think everyone's caught up except for you.
People binge watched it.
It's been out for 15 minutes. If you haven't watched it, it's not my fault. Spoiler alert. So what do you guys think of the new season? What do you guys think of the new season? Or Jay, what did you think of the new season?
I loved it. I thought it was great.
So let me ask this because people have been talking about it on Facebook. Johnny starts on another dojo, right? The Fang Eagles or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it called again?
Eagle Fang.
Yeah, Eagle Fang. Now,
Eagle Fang Karate.
So is it essentially Cobra Kai but with a mix of Miyagi-Do?
No.
Yeah, it's like you know what? It's like the best way I can explain it to you that I think you'd understand. It's like Kylo Ren and Rey in the last movie. they form a karate dyad that has never been seen before. So
the thing that I'm trying to, because in season 2 he's very much we say no mercy, but I want you guys to show mercy. So is the new dojo showing mercy or?
Well, I mean, you don't really see a lot of that dojo. You don't really see a lot of them training, you know.
But is this character still developing to a better?
Like honestly, like season 3 is mostly character development.
It is,
and Allie comes back too, right?
She does.
Yeah. You know what? When I saw the first episode, I thought, man, this is getting really campy. You know, it gets really campy and silly, but then it hits you with some nostalgia, and then it hits you with like with an emotional moment, and you're like, wow, this is really good. You know, like
weren't you the motherfucker that posted online that that the Cobra Kai fight scenes are very Power Ranger.
They are. They are. And like, especially, in fact,
the high school one in season 2 was pretty fucking Power Ranger, but with a mix of the Punisher.
Yeah, I mean, the all out, it was like the Raid. Like, you just watch. I think it was some of that stuff was shot in one go. So it was super cool to watch. But yes, it's very staged because obviously they're trying to make sure people don't get hurt.
Yeah.
But in season 3, there's so much character development for everyone. Like, I think everyone develops a little bit. Even people you're just like, oh, that guy's still in the show. I don't even recognize some of these kids. Like,
does Alicia come back, or is she Aisha? Is she gone from the? Because in episode 1, they're talking about how her parents like took her out of that school and they even put up the house for sale. So is her character donezo, or is she honestly? Does she come back
with the amount of characters that they brought back to the show? I wouldn't count her out. You know, like if you were an extra in the Karate Kid movie, I would wait by the phone because you might get a call.
Yeah, well, I like that fucking Stingray became a character, man.
Wait, who's Stingray?
He's the guy that he meets in the hardware store when he's buying the mirror, and then later on ends up
beating up children.
Yeah, beating up children. But he's also the guy that wins the challenge in the forest because he's like, you know what else stingrays do? They hide until they strike.
Oh yeah. That's
and he's the one that's interviewing at the school when the fight breaks out, and he's like, "Don't worry, I got this." And you think he's gonna stop the fight, but he started helping out the Cobra Kai motherfuckers.
Yeah,
that character's in jail now.
Yeah. Well, in season 3, then
I'm just kidding.
They open up the thing saying, well, he wasn't really a security guard, and he's on probation right now.
Well, yeah, they had to throw in that bit of realism, so it just creeped everyone out. So they couldn't bring him back for season 3.
Yeah, it's season 3. I think season 3. Like I said, one, I think for you it's going to be a lot like watching Kylo Ren and Rey kind of like come together
to make this awesome karate.
Yeah, to make us to face the Emperor. Like I didn't like the way this season ended because I felt like it was leading up to something that I was expecting to see. But then like that was it. So I'm like, okay, now I have to wait for a whole nother season, sit through a bunch of filler episodes to get to what I want to see, which is like,
how many episodes was this season?
It was 10.
You know what I love? Everyone, like a lot of people binged it on like the first day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as they were done, they're like, "Where's season 4?" Like,
yeah. It's, you know, I don't feel bad for those people, and here's why: because I've waited 2 years to see season 3. Like you guys just found out that Miguel made it. Spoiler alert, everybody. Like, you guys just find out what happened to Miguel. I waited 2 years to find out what was going to happen to Miguel. So, with that said,
because you started on YouTube Red, right?
I did. So, like, I don't feel bad for anybody. You're like, I have to wait. Yeah, that's what you get.
In fact, Cobra Kai was the reason why I kept YouTube Red. That and Google Play Music.
Yeah, Google Play Music.
Both of them are gone. I don't know if I want them.
Well, hey, I same. I don't know if I want them either. However, like, once you experience no ads on YouTube, I don't think I can ever go back.
Yeah,
I don't think I can ever go back. Have you guys watched anything else? Anything else new?
I just watched Riverdale. Well, the first season of Riverdale.
The first season of man, yeah. I just watched the first episode of Riverdale.
I haven't seen it. I refuse to watch something that has destroyed my campy cute.
So
it's a gritty take on the Archie comics.
Yeah. So
now Archie comics they weren't just comics. There was also a cartoon series there was. Yeah.
So I was asking Jay because I watched the first episode and now I'm not familiar with like the Archie universe at all. So I'm just trying to understand like the dynamics here.
Wasn't the Archie universe tied in with like Richie Rich comics and Casper Cat? No.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Who are in the first episode.
And then Sabrina the Teenage Witch also spun out of the Archie comics, right?
Yeah, and she came out of the Archie comics. Yeah.
Oh, Sean is playing with his ears and the microphone or headset.
Sorry, Anyway, yeah.
And Sabrina is also on Netflix, and she's not like campy like the Melissa Joan Hart Sabrina, correct?
No, it's a gritty take on the Sabrina the Teenage Witch as well.
So is that what the shit is going to, that they're gonna have gritty adult takes on lovable comics? Like, what's next?
Have you not
Casper?
seen the DC movies? Have you not seen any of the DC movies? That's all they're doing.
Yeah, that's it.
No, but the DC Comics had fucking dark comics as well. I mean, they killed off Jason Todd in one of the Batmans.
Yeah, but Superman used to be this all-American superhero, and he was bright and colorful. And then Man of Steel came out, and he was gritty. And
he was like he was a dark navy blue.
Wasn't he? Wasn't he dark and broody for the Life and Death of Superman series?
I don't know.
See, because I fucked that one up because I read the novelization first before I read the comics.
Like,
look at this guy.
Like there was the reign. Are you referring to the reign of Superman, where like after the death of Superman, there was like Cyborg Superman?
Yeah.
And,
but leading up to it, so when I was a kid, I purchased the graphic novel because, and you're gonna make fun of me, I was in Mexico when the Death of Superman comics were released.
Was there also food? Was there also food?
No, fuck you.
Just checking.
So
you were in Mexico when you found out Superman had died?
No, it was a big deal. Like over there, they still had newsstands. So I was too poor to buy the comics. So when I came back to the States, I was at a Barnes and Noble or at a Borders, and they had the novelization, The Life and Death of Superman. So it was essentially a little bit before the big battle between Superman and Doomsday, and then a little bit after with the reign of Superman. And that got me into, I want to know what the comics were. So I read the Death of Superman comics and then the Reign of Superman comics. But he wasn't the same campy Christopher Reeves type character that I saw.
Well, I mean, the comics are always trying to revamp the characters so that they can keep selling books. You know what I mean?
That's how they came out with the New 52, right?
Yeah, it's another. I mean, they destroy the universe and they rebuild it, and there's always a crisis on the horizon because they want you to buy new books. I think to Jay's point, you know, like DC, Marvel, a lot of movie studios are just kind of going dark because.
That's what people want.
Yeah, it's they want.
Well, I mean, Christopher Nolan kind of set that standard with the Dark Knight and the Batman Begins.
Yeah, and they want to see something edgy, and I think Christopher Nolan had done it so well that like they're just like, I think we can do this to everything, and no one's gonna, you know, it's just gonna sell gangbusters. Keep doing it.
Yeah, but like Iron Man wasn't that dark.
No, and well, in the comic book, Iron Man, he's a raging alcoholic.
Yes.
Like. And he
was the Bruce Wayne with, I wouldn't say more money because I don't know, he was the Bruce Wayne of the Marvel series.
Yeah, but he
was Bruce Wayne if Bruce Wayne was a scientist or an engineer.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and it's like, and he was a raging alcoholic, and he dealt with that. Like he's probably saved the world like blitzed out of his mind. You know what I mean? And he's only come into more popularity because of the Marvel universe. It's like, that's another thing that makes the MCU amazing, is because they literally took what they had left and hobbled together like this plan for these films that they expected to just keep their company afloat. They had no. Yeah. So
do you credit the success of the MCU to Robert Downey Jr. and Jon Favreau?
You know what? You have to give them some credit. I think Robert Downey Jr. or Jon Favreau pushing for Robert Downey Jr. to play this character, and then Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of it sold it. It was like
Jon Favreau's just a fucking genius.
Because
he's doing amazing work with The Mandalorian.
Well, so here's the thing. He's been doing amazing work forever. Yeah. He I think about
Elf.
Yeah, look at Elf. Like Elf is a prime example of like, wait, this guy wants to do what with who? He's crazy. and then look at Elf. It's a classic. You know what I mean? And so it's just like,
that's great.
You know what I was watching and I forgot that he was an actor too. It's the Friends series, because he was Friends. The boyfriend, the rich eccentric boyfriend that gets into the Octagon. He's also in Four Christmases with Reese Witherspoon and God, what's his name? Vince Vaughn. And I've seen him in other movies and I go, man, he used to be in shape. And now when he was playing Happy in Iron Man, I'm like,
Yeah, I've never really liked any of his on-screen work.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been like, oh my god, this is the greatest Jon Favreau character ever. I've never, but like,
well, if you pay attention to it, he played almost the same character for a good bit, because the Friends character, the For Christmas character,
Chef.
Oh well, Chef. He was out of, that was a different character, but he played like the I'm fit wrestle guy character.
From what? In Chef?
No, not in Chef. In Friends. For
Christmas,
yeah.
But I never found like I
did like him in Chef, by the way. Fuck you.
Yeah, I just never found his camera in front of camera work all that compelling. But like his directing, when he directs stuff,
funny as Happy as well.
He's funny, but I mean, like, apparently there's
nobody goes to see a movie for Happy.
Yeah, I went because Iron Man was Tony Stark was awesome. Anyway, the last thing I wanted to ask you guys is, did anyone catch the Saved by the Bell reboot at all?
I saw the pilot.
I haven't, but I wanted to see how they pull it off without Screech, but apparently they talk about it, right?
Yeah, they close the loop on Screech like later in the
they essentially say he's in the space station with his robot, right?
Yeah, with Kevin. So I watched the very first episode of this, and I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. It was so aggressively offensive that I was like, what?
The pilot episode.
Yeah, that it was just so...
Yeah, I hated it.
Offensive by today's standards, or offensive like you didn't care for it?
No, it was...
Because the show was offensive back then, too.
Yeah, but it was more... It was
but it was likable.
Yeah, it was likable. And this first episode was just so aggressively offensive. Like, it was just trying to piss you off because it was like hitting every possible button that you could possibly hit.
I felt like they couldn't pick on the kind of tone that they wanted to go for the show. So it felt like it was trying to do so many different things that I don't know. I just couldn't get on board for any of it.
Yeah. Same.
So are they setting it up for the cast to continue, or are they doing like they did Full House, where everybody came back for the first couple of episodes and then they just really focus on DJ and Stephanie? Are they? Did they set it up for everybody to come back, or are they focusing on Zach Morris's kid?
So first I finished the series because I trudged through it, and by the time I got to the end, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Now, to answer your question, Juan, they set it up so that everyone kind of gets their cameo. So
like Full House.
Yeah, but they also set it up.
Fuller House. I mean,
but like, Zach Morris's kid is not the main character of the show.
He's not?
No, he's
Does he have that kid with Kelly, or?
He does.
Because they are married, right?
He does.
They're still married, because in the college years they got married, or it was Saved by the Bell, the wedding movie, or whatever.
It was.
Do you want to explain it, Juan?
Yeah, it was. Yes, they are. They're still married. They're still married, and they're Mac Morris is their kid.
Wait. The kid's name is Mac.
His name is Mac Morris, and they even make a joke that like he's not Jeff's, which is the one other guy he's not Jeff's kid, which aside from Slater is the only other guy that Kelly ever dated in the show. In fact,
I don't remember that.
I rewatched this show before, like.
So did you rewatch Saved by the Bell before the?
I did. I rewatched Saved by the Bell.
They had it available on Peacock.
On Peacock, yeah.
Do they have Saved by the Bell the second generation as well?
They don't have the second generation.
What about the college years?
They do have the college years, which I watched.
What about the movies?
They have the movies.
Saved by the Bell Neo Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, geez, Juan.
No, because I may want to. Get with my wife and kids and have them see it with what I grew up with.
But I mean, so
why?
Yeah,
Saved by the Bell was cool back then.
Saved by the Bell is
he broke the third wall. Oh shit!
So
fourth wall. Sorry,
the third wall is just your just your house.
Is the Incredible Hulk?
So the thing is though, like when I rewatch this show, there's some. It doesn't age very well. There's some things that are still very offensive. They body shame. They do all kinds of stuff in this show, and the reboot didn't capture that spirit. It wasn't the same. Like, I can't explain it. It was like they're just trying. I think Jay said it best, which they just couldn't pick a tone, so they just offended everybody, and it was like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Does Slater end up with Berkeley's character, what's her name?
Jesse Spano, like,
do they end up together? Because they're not together in the series, right?
I won't spoil it for anybody listening, but
just fucking spoil it. Spoiler alert. Go.
I'm not. Anyway, I won't spoil it. But Jesse and Slater and even Lark Voorhees makes a cameo in the show.
Who?
Lark Voorhees, Lisa Turtle. Okay. Who, like, the reason why it's surprising that she made a cameo is because, like, after the show, she fucking went nuts.
Yeah, she did.
But
so did Dustin Diamond.
Well, yes,
he's
but
in prison
still
right now. He stabbed. No, he never went to jail, right?
I can't remember, but he came out with some salacious books, and he claimed it was a ghostwriter. But but Lark Voorhees, she and I shouldn't say she went crazy. She went through some stuff, and then had a mental breakdown, and Dr. Oz actually helped her, like, get her sanity. Regain her sanity, and, like, helped her get the part on Saved by the Bell, because I don't think they planned on calling her back. But she went on national television with Dr. Oz, and she got a cameo. So it was all right.
The question is, what's next? They've already done Saved by the Bell. Are they going to do a Punky Brewster reboot?
There is a Punky Brewster reboot. In fact, on Peacock.
Shut up.
Well, sorry. It's not a reboot. It is Punky Brewster, like, how long did that show come out? 30 years ago?
Dude,
like 30, 50?
But the girl that played Punky Brewster came out in Sabrina the Teenage Witch. The college.
Soleil Moon Frye.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a trailer. If you have Peacock, there's a trailer for the Punky show.
What about Small Wonder?
There's not one for Small Wonder, but I will watch a reboot of that.
You know what I would love to see again? Alf.
Oh man, Alf was a very he was so popular.
Yeah, and he was only was it like 2 or 3 seasons?
Yeah.
I remember when Burger King came out with the kids meals with the Alf puppets. Fuck, I love them, man.
you would like an Alf puppet.
Oh, I did. In fact, as an adult, I went on eBay trying to find them. They had them
because his nose looks like a penis.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Alf is like the
cartoons were awesome too. Alf from Melmac.
I forgot that he had a cartoon. Dude. There's like a lot.
It took place on Melmac.
Yeah, where they ate cats and
shit.
But for some odd reason, the cats sang the chorus in the intro to the show.
Well, they're enslaved. I mean, what are they gonna do? If they didn't sing, they're gonna get eaten. They're just trying to extend their life. Man.
I honestly wouldn't mind seeing a reboot of Alf.
I don't care for it. I wouldn't care for it.
Really?
No, I don't think Alf. I don't even think Small. There's this stuff that just doesn't work. Like Saved by the Bell is like, I don't even think the reboot was worth it. But I mean, like, it's out there now. And
is it me that, or does Mario Lopez just get younger? He's like,
no, you know what? Watching this show, it's
those dimples.
Is it the dimples?
Watching this show, he clearly aged. He just is in the best shape of all the people that returned. But
he also got thinner too, right? Because in the TV show, the original was he was bulky. He was muscle, right?
He was like a wire. Like he was in the original show. He was like wiry, like a wire. Like he's like a kid who was just developing his muscles, you know. So now he's like an adult who had like developed his muscles, and now he just maintains them. So it's like he's actually bigger now than he was in the show.
Really?
Yeah, and like, but everyone else is just fat. Like Mark Paul Gosselaar, fat. Tiffany Thiessen, fat. Elizabeth Berkley, fat. They don't bring back Belden, but I'm sure that guy's fat.
Well, he like let himself go pretty badly. Yeah.
You don't say. Well,
you have to remember,
Mark was hoping he was going to come back as a bodybuilder.
Mark Paul Gosselaar, didn't he come out in NYP?
He did. He did a whole bunch of other stuff. He tried to get as far away from like Zach Morris as he possibly could.
Yeah, but he kept on coming back, man.
Well, I mean, he came. Well, they offered him a check, man. He hasn't worked since that show. I think it was on ABC called The Passage.
Oh, Franklin and Bash.
Was he on that?
Yeah, but that one, he was the lead one. He was Franklin, right?
I never watched it.
Yeah, he just knows he was in it,
right?
He just knows he was in it.
I think it was on USA. I can't remember, but yeah, I remember that. And then Berkeley, didn't she do Showgirls to try to break out of the Jesse?
It was a mistake because then Demi Moore did was it striptease.
Striptease.
And then it was like, Elizabeth who? You shouldn't do bad movies. And then she just disappeared from the.
Yeah, and she plays the principal now, right?
No, she is the school counselor. Yeah, school counselor.
Interesting.
Yeah, and Mario Lopez is the gym teacher. Later is the gym teacher who has
which makes
who
sense.
hasn't grown.
It makes sense.
Who hasn't grown up.
And Zach Morris, what is he?
He's the mayor of California.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's the mayor.
The mayor or the governor? You said the mayor of California.
He's the mayor. No, he's the mayor.
He's the mayor
Of Bayside or
no, he's
not
the mayor.
Bayside,
Or no. Then he's the governor of California.
The governor, yeah.
Then he's the governor of California. But he's only there because he was trying to get out of a parking ticket.
What?
That's so crazy.
It's like the only reason he's the governor is because he was trying to get out of a parking ticket.
Oh, that sounds like something Zach Morris.
Yeah, so he's like, it's
So I have to ask, do they do a callback or a scene of Zack Attack, the band? What was it?
They do.
They do?
They do. There's a callback to the one fever dream he had with the one song.
It wasn't a fever dream. Isn't that the, or am I mixing them up? Remember, no, I am mixing it up because the girls had their own band too, right? That's when Jesse was hopped up on caffeine pills or something like that.
Yeah, they make a reference to that too in the
they
show.
Do? I definitely need to watch it then.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you should give it a try. I hated the pilot, but by the end of it, it won me over.
How many episodes?
It's 12, 10 or 12.
Do you know if it got picked up for another season?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But I mean, like, because in the
but
last,
it served its purpose already.
It did what it's supposed to do, which is like kind of light the way for a separate generation of Saved by the Bell. Like, I don't know how many people. It really depends on the success of Peacock. I think they'd bring it back if they get enough subscribers at some point, just because it's something that.
But isn't Peacock doing great?
I mean, I think every streaming service is doing well, but
especially right now.
Yeah, but
Peacock planned the pandemic.
But to be fair, I mean, for a brand new streaming service, I think
didn't
it's
they
doing
break
fantastic.
down within the first day because of how popular it was, or am I confusing them with Disney Plus?
No, Disney Plus, you couldn't download their app from the App Store the first day,
and then Peacock because of
traffic.
Traffic, yeah,
which is a good problem to have, I guess.
Yeah,
if you're a streaming service. Juan, well, gentlemen, it's been great catching up. It's been fantastic. It's we didn't make Juan angry today, so I don't think he has.
It's probably because I'm fucking tired, man.
I feel like internally he's angry.
I'm bleeding inside. It's kind of like that episode of Malcolm in the Middle where he's trying to hold his anger, and it ends up causing a bleeding ulcer.
I never got into Malcolm in the Middle, but you know what?
Yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah. I didn't see that either.
You're a fucking idiot. It was great, man.
Yeah, I'm okay. So yeah, again, we don't have anything to make you angry over. So Juan, if you wanna take us out.
No, we have to end it how we ended. Fuck you.
No, well, I guess you're done then. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm fucking done. You know what, everybody? Thank you for listening. If you can't get enough of us, which who can blame you? You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at INCYCSHOW. And you can also email us some of your suggestions or comment regarding our show at INCYCShow@gmail.com. Lastly, we have merch. I don't know why we say merch. It's just shirts for right now, but more is coming. And I know we said that last season, but we promise you more is coming. I have a coffee mug there, guys. You could check out the link on our show notes. And that's about it, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Is it better at the end or in the beginning? Oh, if you make that noise, it's okay. I quit. Good night, everybody.